Aloha, everybody. This is my podcast 52, and I'm doing this on Next Level Success. So, how do we move forward from where we are currently? Regardless of if it's a relationship that's ending or a change in our living situation, if we're changing a job or locations, we're moving to a new city. If we want to address better health and wellness, there's many ways to get through to the next level to move forward. Through coaching many clients through the years, I found one's view of success has different meanings of what someone else might think. Okay, I've arrived, or they claim this is success. So it determines what we view is success. So some it's their income or their position in life. For others, success could be having a home or a car of their choice. Others people, it's being able to travel when they choose and where. Some it could be having healthy relationships, being a good parent or a partner, having a family that you could provide for. That could be success to you. Some it could be being in a healthy mind and body. So what is needed in any case is a feeling of overall contentment and satisfaction. The ability to let this in, to acknowledge each step as we progress forward is very important. Most humans have a high inner judge. The focuses. We focus on what hasn't been accomplished. I still am 5 pounds overweight. I still haven't made my first million. I'm in a relationship, but I'm not married. So they're focusing on, I have a house, but it's not my ideal house. Yes, I have a car and it's very nice, but I want this kind of car. So that tends to be this negative tape that places versus what we actually have achieved. I love my car. It's not my Mercedes, but I love it. It works. It has great AC. I love my relationship. So just being able to presently check in and know what you have achieved. So I would like to offer a little self-reflection exercise where we take a moment and determine currently, what is your bar for determining what success means to you? I'll give you a couple of specific options. One is stable with a lavish lifestyle and disposable income. 2 is accomplishing challenging feats or winning competitions. 3 is helping others, changing lives, feeling purposeful. 4 is establishing interpersonal and romantic relationships. 5 is feeling balanced, content within myself and relationships. Or 6, a feeling of peace and deep gratitude overall. So all of those can be a factor of your priority right now and what you feel is truly success. By better understanding what your success means to you, this can help you prioritize your actions to create a plan. Once you clearly see, for instance, I need X amount of money to survive, but it doesn't matter how much I make. Either way, it doesn't motivate me. I've had many clients that are very wealthy. They could do anything they want. They own several homes, several cars, so many toys, and they're very unhappy. They are very critical to themselves and to others around them because that's how their mind works and their filter. And if they were to die today, it would be perhaps feeling like a failure. So that's not always the case with some. So what could matter to someone is maybe it isn't about money. Maybe it is, for instance, myself. I want enough money to pay my bills and to live well and healthy foods and all those things. But yet how much money I've made. I've made a lot of money in my life and minimal money in my life so many times that I realized that I could either live without joy because I don't have X amount of dollars, or what if I'm the same way inside and outside, regardless of my material worth, and I act that way. I'm the same person. So, but what for me in particular, like what success is to me, is that when I have a steady full flow of counseling clients and I get to see with each session how I'm impacting their lives with my guidance, I notice that they start being more confident, they have a greater sense of expression, they're clearer about their needs, they feel freer, they begin accomplishing in their life what they need. So my personal definition for success would be to change lives and to make the world a better place than it was before me. But we all have difference. One's success is not better or worse than another. I'm not against people that materialism matters to them. It depends on that self-honesty to see where are you at and what matters. But also, are you going to allow that moment of achievement, that moment of, okay, I'm doing pretty good. I was filling in at a school and teaching this week and next week estheticians, and a lot of them are graduating any day now. And I'm like, so they're right away, okay, now I got to get a job and all these things are happening. I'm like, wait, take a moment and give yourself so much praise that you just completed a program, a certification that was a lot of time and attention. You passed your tests, you learned a lot, you have a whole new career. Like, allow yourself that moment, that level of success before we go to the next step. Because this is how we're fueled more. We need these little increments of approval. So, our success can also change depending on our age and our experience. Often I have found when you're in your teens and your 20s, you're creative and free and traveling. It's about new cultures, taking in knowledge like a sponge. Your minds are very open, and this can become success for you. This is what happiness and contentment is for you. And then somewhere around the late 20s, 30s, 40s, that tends to be your power time in life. Again, this is not for everybody, but this is general overall, where money and position and achievement and cause and effect, getting my car, my home, my dress, my whole persona becomes my primary success, my primary focus. Now, at some point, with some people, their intimate relationships and deep connections define their highest sense of contentment. Raising a family, grandkids, discovering greater depths and experiences with your partner on a regular basis. So there's no specific right and wrong answers for whatever your next level is. And at any age, to remember that life is short, that if we were told we have a year left to live, would we feel like we've done enough? Or would we feel like we've wasted time? And I often have, in counseling, I've put people in that. What if you had a year left? What if you had 5 years left? How you're living your day-to-day life, would it be sufficient? Or are you not moving forward? So, meaning forward towards contentment, towards success, towards what you feel is great. Okay, so, as I said, there are no right and wrong answers. Yet, at any age, because life is short, to create whatever kind of life we desire, as long as we choose it and begin asking, are our actions and the way we spend our time and money moving closer to our goal, or further away from our goal of whatever we perceive success to be. In regards to relationships, for instance, this is very common with people I counsel. If you want a family and marriage, if you've been with a partner over 2 years, and listen to my other relationship podcast, because this is consistent and I'm not the only coach out there that feels this way. I have met so many people, so many of the not just male genders, but whoever is like the plays more the authority or more in charge of this, that they basically say that they know if they want to marry this person or be in a committed relationship with them, usually within the first 6 months of meeting them. They see, this could work. Now, some people don't want to get married. That's not the ultimate for them, or they've already experienced that, or they don't want to live together. But I'm talking about right now in this part. So if you're with someone for 2 years and your goal or what success means to you as family is getting married, is living in the same home and having a family, and you're not seeing them moving to the next level, then you have to realize that your next level cannot be achieved under these current circumstances. So you have 2 choices. And me as a coach, I'm always going to say, you're not a victim. It is not about life throwing you whatever. It's about, this is finding your point of choice in every circumstance. So you have 2 choices. Say you're in this relationship over 2 years. You learn to communicate clearly and get a commitment where you begin planning a life together as a couple, as well as your individual goals, and you support each other's individual goals and the goals as a couple. And if you need help, get counseling. I'm great at this. I love working with couples. Or if your partner is too afraid, or for whatever their issues are, they're not willing to work on their issues, to own what their past hurts are of why they can't commit to you, or what is it really about you that isn't going to allow them to drop in and feel that sense of safety, then love yourself enough to move on. I personally have witnessed couples where, for instance, one wanted a child and the other did not. It's not always the woman that wants the child and the man that doesn't. That's more common, but I've seen it where, even in gay relationships and stuff, there's one partner, or in male-female relationships, where the woman is like, wait, I want to work. I don't want to do this yet. And the guy's like, but I want to be a dad, right? So what happens is they've had enough compatibility and their life kind of like has its way of working out, where they're just so used to their patterns that eventually they get too old and they can't reproduce. They can't have a child. If you're a certain age, they won't even let you adopt a child, or not a young one. You could adopt a teenager or something, but I think after the age of 40, you can't adopt a baby. So these are things to learn. Anyways, so one person doesn't want to stir the pot in a sense, so eventually your time runs out and then you don't have a choice. And then you say, okay, well, this is how we do this. But that's a big goal for some people, that they always wanted to be a parent. And you got to see what's more important, the relationship or being a single parent. If you have to be a single parent, do it. But really tune in to see what are your needs. Many times people have stayed in a relationship and they're like, why did I stay with this person in my 20s and early 30s? And it's basically my most energetic and youthful time of life has passed. And it's like, keep checking in honestly with yourself and see what your needs are. Check in on how you're feeling. I always talk about those 2 feeling words: wake up, pee, brush your teeth, meditate, do whatever, but check in and say, what are my 2 feeling words today? And just see what that is, and start with a simple exercise like that. And learn what you're feeling and learn how to meet these needs. So, is there a plan and process? Do you see any steps moving forward in whatever you're seeing as success? So, lists are great tools to feel accomplishments. My clients that tend to be depressed or very fearful, I advise them to start with small, simple tasks that they could write out on a Post-it or on a piece of paper for the day or for just that week. Don't do a month, that's too far in the future and you may not be strong enough. And if it's just for the day, so you write it out. And then in the morning you wake up. And as you do each of these tasks, you cross it off. I've known people that have worked with so much depression or lack of self-worth that waking up and taking a shower was a big move. So again, giving praise. I'm going to write that on my Post-it. I got up at a specific time, even though I would have wanted to sleep all day because I'm so sad. But I made myself get up by 8. I took a shower. Check. That little check mark, when I do that, it's accomplishment. I'm moving forward. I'm writing that down. I'm giving myself praise. You did good. Okay, now what else is on the list? Now let's see. If you're ready to add kind of your regiment here of self-care tools and add a little exercise, some type of meditation or stress reduction and journaling, I've told people begin with a 15-minute commitment. So that is 5 minutes of each of those. So say it's 5 minutes of movement. It could be yoga, it could be crunches, it could be jump rope, it could be weights, it could be running, it could be jumping up and down or putting on a song and dancing. But I want you to time this on your phone. Anyone could do this for 5 minutes. So easy. There's many YouTube videos that are virtual, and there's free classes out there. So if you need the support to do this by watching a video or doing this in a class, do it. So again, set your phone for 5 minutes. Eventually, you will work up to 20 or 30 minutes. So now this is the same with meditation. Some people don't like meditation. Let's demystify it. Meditation could be where you're not focusing or thinking or planning or any of those things. And you're basically, you could go look out a window, find a tree or some form of nature, or sit outside and just focus on your breathing. You could download apps. So there's an app that I love. There was one that Deepak and Oprah did together, and it was a 30-day free meditation. And then Deepak Chopra's doing another one, and it's an app called it's called Renew Yourself, Body, Mind, and Spirit with Deepak Chopra. So you could download that, and it will email you every day and say, okay, today's day 6, today's day 7, and then basically it's a short talk that's inspiring, and then there's a little mantra he'll give you if you choose to say it or not. You don't have to, but they're all for like self-healing and self-affirmation, and then there's a silent little meditation that's timed, and then with pleasant music, and then rings a little bell. So that whole thing each day is only 15 minutes, and it's actually for 30 days. And it's free. So there are so many things out there. As for journaling, if you've listened to my podcast or you're a client of mine, you'll know that I said, I believe in trying to journal or exercise or go to sleep or wake up the same time every day. The body loves habits. As we feel safe and we thrive in consistency, you will find that you could try, for instance, 5 or 10 minutes of journaling. I like 10 minutes. That's good. 20 minutes is good too, but sometimes if you put too many minutes on there, you'll say today, oh, I'm so tired, I don't have time for it today. So if you keep it in smaller increments, I say anyone could do anything for 5-10 minutes. So write the date, write down uncensored anything that comes up, or, for instance, you could write, today I felt accomplished because I did this, and fill in the blanks for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Or today I felt accomplished because I felt this. Like I actually felt gratitude. I felt being happy. I felt the sadness in my body. So I wasn't so much in my head. I could actually feel sensation in my body, in the emotions. Or today I felt accomplished because I thought of this idea and brainstorm and write some things down. So all of these daily self-care tools, they get checked off on your list before you go to bed. And I love it. I have it right on my bathroom sink. I have a regular calendar in my phone and my computers, but I like old school, writing things out so that I could check it off. And I feel like, look at all the things I've done today. So I guarantee you, somewhere around the 5th day to the 7th day, that you will begin to feel lighter and more focused and a greater sense of possibility. You will begin feeling a shift of wherever you were stuck. You will be moving forward into your next level. So these are ways of having possibilities towards creating success. So the closer your dreams and goals are, the more accomplishment you're feeling. So when many successful people were interviewed, they came up with a collective commonality of habits of theirs. So what accomplished is, these accomplished people, meaning materially they make the amount of money they need, they feel purposeful, they're healthy in body and mind, and they have a sense of connected and meaningful relationships in common, and all of this. So here's the list. The number 1, get up early. So get up at the same time and get up early. Don't sleep in. For some of you that are night owls, switch your habits around. Get up early. Number 2, have a personal regimen, self-care tools that you commit to daily, as I always talk about. Number 3, they are the most attentive students. So when I'm in a class learning something new, I am up front asking questions. All of my students this week, I was so impressed and so motivated and so fed by them because they were so present, so current, so right there with me, taking in all of them in my mind, get gold stars for success. Number 4, continue to learn daily. I always tell people that. Keep your mind agile and sharp and keep those synapses being created, new neural pathways. And that's by learning something new. You can look things online or read books or something that's keeping your mind moving and creative. Learn a language, something, but every single day. Number 5, fail many times. So this is through Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, one of my absolute favorite books that I've read several times and I've referred to many people. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. He was during the times in the 1920s and 30s, and he was the first extremely successful, simplistic way of telling people how to succeed on many levels, how to create millionaires. And many of the people like Tony Robbins and many of these career coaches and motivational coaches, they have used his foundation. But one thing he says is every successful person, every millionaire, every whatever, they have failed many times. And they don't stop themselves at that point. They don't beat themselves up that you didn't get this right. They're like, okay, I get that. They become curious about seeing why it didn't succeed, going back to the drawing board, creating a new plan, and again with that enthusiastic perseverance, moving forward. If you've made a lot of money and lost it, you can make a lot of money. It's like a groove that's created inside your psyche and your spirit. It's way easier for you to get back to where you were and move beyond that than someone who hasn't even tried. So, push yourself. Don't be afraid to fail. Failing just means you're put back to a perspective to see what more do I need to see about this picture? What are the other elements that need to be added? Number 6 is think beyond the norm. Be creative and inventive. As I say to people, my bumper sticker would be poverty inspires creativity. So the poorer you are is usually when you're like, let's see if this will work. Or figure out what the gray areas are. Figure out what these new needs are happening with COVID. How can you make a business out of it? There are new needs in our day-to-day lives that are more important. These masks, these face shields, people having food delivered, people doing online virtual training. So many things are changing. Like, keep thinking it out, not in terms of this is going away soon. This is a lifestyle that may be for a couple of years. So how can we adapt to it? Be creative. Number 7, take responsibility. Everything is their job. And I give a reference. When I had Spa Luna, it's like I would even tell my students, if there's a piece of paper on the floor, don't just walk past it. Pick it up and throw it out. It's like, be proud of your environment. And that's your job. And as I say, I think one of my missions is that I'm supposed to replace all of the toilet paper in anyone's personal home or a public bathroom because I'm the only one that does it. Do I think, why am I the only one that does it? No. I see that it needs to be done, and I take care of it. Everything is my responsibility. And 8 is specialize. And what I mean by that is, what makes you different than other people? Know your self-worth. This could be a great journaling exercise where you actually write all of the characteristics of what makes you unique. If you needed to describe and sell yourself to someone that didn't have the ability to know you, how would you be different? Why would they come to you? Why are you special? There's the phrase that few are exceptional and mediocrity is everywhere. That means everybody just survives and just exists, but you want to be more than that. So, there are 2 traps that we fall into as human beings here. The first is, that keeps us from moving forward or from going to our next level, is when we pursue a goal that you think you should do. Now, check in to see, is this your parent that said this, your partner? Is this your own belief that at this age, at this time, this is what I should be doing? I should be getting a degree. I should be doing this. I should be married with a family. It's like, so is it something? Sometimes I see people in business or trying to pursue a business or a career position because they think they'll make more money. But I'm going to tell you something. Money isn't always enough of the motivation. If it isn't really, if any of these goals are not really what you want, like now at this point in your life, not what you used to want, if you don't check in to see, I didn't even realize this changed and this doesn't work for me anymore. But if you listen to your own inner voice, that resistance that is creating challenge and block after block of why you can't achieve this goal, because you really don't want this. So listen. And this is a common thing. It's going to feel like swimming upstream in mud, which is very exhausting. So when we are aligned with our needs, our present needs and wants, then we can check in and see what we really need, what we really want, what inspires us, and we can start a new business because it's fueled by passion, and we could work endless hours, or we could study daily into the night for our PhD, and none of that even phases us because it's part of our goal, it's part of what we want, it's for us, and there's a sense of accomplishment, and these tasks become effortless because it's true. It's actually aligned with us. Now, the second trap is that inner critic is strong. So I spoke about this earlier, where there are times that that inner judge is so strong and it's ruling us. It's the loudest voice in our head. And we think that it's the voice we should listen to, but it's our sabotage voice. So it feels like someone is, the second we wake up, we're being judged and someone's beating us up the moment we try to get out of bed. So it's a little hard to get out of bed when you have that energy against you. And oftentimes, if you're in a partnership, you're going to project that on your partner, that they're critical of you. And it really is your own inner voice. So check in on that one too. There was a little relationship therapy for you. Now, give yourself a break. We all need praise for every step we achieve along the way. Even if you never had it growing up, even if you feel you could do it and handle anything, I'm a warrior, I'm a badass, I don't need this fluffy stuff. These words are silly, I don't need encouragement. I'm going to say bullshit. We're all fueled by appreciation. And this is the other thing. Do not expect that. It is not the job of our parents, our partners, our bosses, our priests, our friends to see how we're doing. Check in. How are you feeling? Do you need a rest today? Are you eating well? It is our job to give us strokes. Good job, Samana. You're doing great. It's our responsibility. And if you feel you're not worthy, then I want you to do this little inner child work where I want you to pretend that you're responsible for this young child and see whatever age they are, whatever gender they are, and they're next to you. And I give this reference. I talked about this with inner child work, I think podcast 8, where it's basically the caseworker gave you this file on this wounded child, and you read all of it, and you know all their wounds, and you know this child is a little afraid and a bit insecure, and you know this child often feels like anything it does, it can't do anything right. So this is who this child is you're responsible for. And knowing this with the big heart you have, would you actually criticize that child, or you see that child doing things like getting dressed or brushing their hair or making some little craft, and would you say that's stupid, or would you praise them and support them? We know the answer. So start doing it for yourself. Try this little experiment of consistent, constant, continual praise towards yourself every day for 30 days. And if you are not feeling much stronger, confident, worthy, free, vivacious, and able to move forward in life, then stop listening to my podcasts and try something else. But what I guarantee, I'm fully confident with this, is a long and lasting relationship of you following me, hopefully, for more insights. If you find you need specialized support, that the words that I say and the advice I give, that they resonate for you, I am available for virtual counseling sessions. I'm regularly $100, and since COVID, I've been offering $75 an hour. And if you need a sliding scale, let me know. You can contact me, text me, 808-283-7587. I am in Texas, so my time frame is Central Standard Time. Or you could email me, Samana, S-A-M-A-N-A, at spaluna, S-P-A-L-U-N-A.com. I also have a website, spaluna.com. So I want to bring us back. We're going to summarize a little, but I'm going to bring in a thing, the word thrive. So we could live in a survival mode, and that means that's the basic functioning, which is primarily a stressed out way of living, lots of challenges, everything's an effort. Our parasympathetic nervous system is totally taxed. We are so stressed that we're either in a defense mode or fight or flight mode, and we can shift our views by daily self-care tools, beginning simply and working up to 15 minutes. We can notice that we're feeling good, we're feeling balanced. We can make choices to thrive instead of survive. And notice that even in nature, the lesser obstructed paths for the river, for the water, it will go downhill. It will go in a flow with ease. A tree will thrive and grow and blossom with its expanding branches when there is space for it to grow. When there is sunshine, it will thrive. We are nature. We deserve to live with less struggles and stress or self-doubt and choose to thrive and live with ease. So I'm going to close out by saying, first off, thank you for following me. Please share this for someone that you think it may benefit. And I am offering, so I gave the dates before. I'm changing this because I had someone who's actually going to be on a trip, and two of them really want to do this, and I'm probably only going to take up to 10 people in this. But I'm doing an online virtual 30-day detox cleanse. If you look at my website, I call it my total transformation. And for any of you therapists out there, you could actually learn this to start with your clients and help your clients through this. So we're going to deal with a 30-day body detox where you're going to eat a specific way. I've done this for 28, 29 years now. So I will send you all that material once you've paid and confirmed your enrollment. And then each week, so we're going to do Thursday evening, September 17th, 24th, October 1st and 8th, just before my birthday on the 9th. And I normally charge $500 for this. I've lowered it to half, so $250. Plus supplements. I sell these pure encapsulation supplements that you'll get at a discount, and I'll have them shipped right to you. And those are 30-day packets of everything you need to feel good and feel great. And then there is specific foods that you'll have to buy. And each week, we are going to do a check-in. So we're going to see how you're feeling with the cleanse, and everyone's going to share. You're going to bond with each other. We're going to do a brief meditation, a brief movement, and we're going to do a journaling exercise, and we're going to do process-oriented exercises amongst each other, and then I'm going to lecture for about an hour each week. So the first week is literally so much about physical detox and how that works and why it matters that we do cleanses often to help clear out the colon and the liver and make our life and cells in our immune system strong, now more important than ever. And then we're going to, the second week, I talk about mental detox and how we do less stress things and how we're going to clear our mind. And then I talk about emotional detox, like how do we cultivate or harness or direct our anger, sadness, fear into its highest possible way. And then the last week we're going to review all of those and kind of help you with getting started with, okay, what's your next step after these 30 days? How do you want to eat and live, and what are your self-care tools that are implemented? So then any of you out there that love what I'm saying and you can't afford individual therapy at $75 an hour, do the $250 plus the commitment to eat this way. Try to get your partner who's ever in the house to do this with you, so you have your buddy support system, and contact me and let me know you want to be one of these people. Okay, blessings to you. Aloha. Stay safe. Have a great week.